Hello everyone, my name is Rolanda Anderson and I am back from the School of Academic Research to talk about another research topic. Today we're going to talk about the 7 characteristics of a qualitative study. By the end of this video, you're going to have a better idea of whether or not you should be conducting a qualitative study or not. I'm going to briefly discuss a quantitative study just so you can have an idea of the two, so you can make sure that you are conducting the best, that you are using the best method for your study. But before we get started, I want to remind you to like, subscribe, comment, and share the video. It is absolutely necessary for you to subscribe to the video so you will know when the new video is coming out. We submit a new video every single week, so if you want to keep up with them, please make sure to subscribe. We also send out newsletters, so if you want to know what the new topic is before the topic comes out, please make sure to sign up. Go to our website at rolandaanderson.com so you can get the weekly newsletters as well. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Once again, I stated that I was going to discuss 2 types of studies, but mainly focusing on the qualitative study, just so you can have an idea of what method best fits your study. Now, the other type of study that I want to talk about is the quantitative study. When you have a quantitative study, that's when you are conducting a study that will require you to analyze numerical data. And when that happens, when a researcher has a questionnaire, and that questionnaire will ask the participants different questions, and those questions will only allow the participant to respond by giving a closed-ended response. And what I mean by that is the researcher will only be able to respond yes or no to a question, or they may have a question that will require them to respond to a Likert scale. And what I mean by a Likert scale, that means the participants will have the opportunity to respond by stating agree, strongly agree, neutral, disagree, or strongly disagree. So you will have at least 5 options and you will make a decision, but all those responses that you will receive will all be closed-ended. In a qualitative study, that's when the participant is allowed to expound on their response. So either study is a good study, is just a good method is just you making the best decision about which method best fits your study. Some researchers have a hard time picking, so they will do a mixed method study and incorporate quantitative and qualitative. So you have to make the decision about which method best fits your study. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. The first characteristic that I want to talk about is the researcher being key. And what I mean by that is, without the researcher, there could not be a study, because the researcher is going to collect the data, they're going to conduct all the interviews, the focus groups, the observation. So the researcher is the pilot of the study. The researcher is going to be there from the beginning to the end. So without the researcher, you could not have a study. Okay, so the researcher is key. The second characteristic that I would like to talk about is the collection of multiple data sources. That's a major characteristic in a qualitative study, because the researcher has the opportunity to collect data from archival reports, from interviews, observations, focus groups, and etc. They have a wide opportunity of ways that they can gather their data. Now, a lot of students are even getting more into collecting data via the internet. They're having their interviews over the internet opposed to having them face to face, which allows them to go out and interview people will interview people from a whole nother state because they're able to do it via the internet, which is a great source. I'm glad to see how research is evolving, and I can't wait to see how it's going to evolve later. Another qualitative research characteristic is the emergent design. And what I mean by that, that's when the researcher says, hey, I'm going to have all of my interviews at the school site at this particular time. Okay, so now it's time to conduct those researches, to conduct those interviews, and then you realize that the participant is not able to conduct their interview there, so you have to make some changes. Another common thing that happens is you're in the interview, you've asked your question, and you have a participant that is giving you an abundance of information, and you're so excited to get this information, and you have created your protocol list of questions that you're supposed to ask this participant. Okay, when you get there and the participant is giving you so much information, now you as the researcher has to dig deeper, right? Because now you need to ask questions that are not on this protocol list, which is great because you want to get as much information as you can from your participants. So now you have to dig deeper and try to think of some questions that you can ask your participant during the interview to get more data. Now, as some of us are in collecting data, you might be new to interviewing, so you're not able to think about those questions right away. So you may want to request a follow-up interview, which is also another source, another way that you can collect data. You can always ask for a follow-up interview, however the participant may or may not agree to having a follow-up interview. Another characteristic is the interpretive design, and what do I mean by that is that's when the researcher goes into a research study in their research project, and they already have their preconceived interpretations of what they believe about their study, and it may be from what you've heard, things that you've seen, things that you've read, and definitely some of your life experiences. And so you have to, as a researcher, be aware that your participant is also coming into the research project with their own interpretations of things that they've seen, they've heard, and their life experiences as well. So you have to think about that when it comes down to you collecting all the data, and it's time for you to analyze your results. The inductive data analysis is the next study that I want to talk about, the next method. And that's when the researcher puts all the data they pattern the data, they put it in categories, and then they place them in themes. So you would actually have to take all of the information that you have taken from all the different data collection methods that you've used and place all of that data under a particular theme based upon the category that you put the participants' responses into. So you will end up with a abundance of information, and then you're going to put them in categories, and then you'll theme them. Okay, so that's kind of a big process, but it's very interesting because you will see that during this process you will learn that a lot of participants may have said the same thing. However, you do hope as a researcher to find something where someone said something different. So that's a big deal. The sixth characteristic that I want to talk about is the participant's meaning. And that simply means that as a researcher, it is my responsibility to gain an understanding of the participant's meaning, because it can be hard as a researcher to come in there and not already have what you believe, in mind, but you do have to listen to the participant and understand their meaning without anything that you've already believed or anything that you've learned from the literature. Now it's time for you to gain an understanding of the participant's meaning, which is the whole reason for you conducting the study. The last characteristic is the holistic account. And that's when the researcher takes all the information that they have received from every single participant and then review that information to try to develop a larger picture of why this particular problem is occurring. So this can be very interesting because now you have to look at why this person said what they said. Was it because of the environment that they're in, from what they have to do on a daily basis? So you have to look at every response that you receive from the participant to gain an understanding of the issue that is going on within that particular area of your study. I hope that you learned a lot today and had fun with the School of Academic Research. If you want to continue to keep up with our weekly videos, please make sure to subscribe below, or this way, make sure to subscribe. And go on to our website at rolandaanderson.com. Right now, we are creating courses that will help you on your academic journey. So if you're interested in making your research journey easier, please make sure to go on our website and sign up for some of our classes. I also do keep some free literature on the site for you to review. Some of the information that I go over in some of the videos will be placed on the website. So please feel free to go on our website at rolandaanderson.com. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Can't wait to see you next time. Bye-bye.